Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. We're back with some more models from Trader's Galaxy to show off for you. In the past, we've shown off quite a few of the variety of models available for their main flagship game, Bot Wars. We've got some of the heroic valiants, the evil deceivers, the otherworldly overlords, but today we're going to get something a little bit more homegrown. We're going to start taking a look at the Red Star Nations, and this is something I've long wanted to do, and I'm going to really milk this one for all it's worth, just because, well, we want to savor it. I don't want to just dump it all on you guys. I really want to enjoy these releases. The Red Star Nations are the very 1980s-esque Soviet-era Russian army, except with cyborgs and dinosaurs. I mean, like what else can you want from, model kits and tabletop stuff? And today, in particular, we're going to take a look at two of the leaders. We've got Colonel Yuri and General Melkov on their respective mounts, if I can get the bag open. We got some nice little resin parts in here, so I'm going to have to be extra careful. And we literally have the generals and commanders. Sorry, Colonel Yuri. If I can get him in focus. Come on, buddy. There we go. So you can see the Red Star Nations have very 1980s-esque evil cyborg robots. And he's got like a bits of flesh sticking out there. I'm not sure who is who off the top of my head. I do know that Colonel Yuri is going to be the one flying on top of the cybernetic pteranodon, with what seems to be a cannon in his mouth. Of course there is. Why not, right? And it's funny, after playing around with some of the metals, the resins that Trader's Galaxy uses are just really, really nice. General Melkov is going to be riding on top of a armored cybernetic Parasaurolophus from the looks of things. Or is it a Pachycephalosaurus? I'm sorry, all you dinosaur fans. I have forgotten which is which. And again, so we've got our other teeny tiny general here. So just to give you guys a size indicator, I'm not even sure if Bot Wars is at any specific scale. But that's with some epic guys. So I guess if you really wanted to, nothing's... They're already cyborgs anyways, right? Nothing's stopping you guys from having some sort of warp, portal open to an alternate dimension, 1980s era battlefield to have these guys all fighting it out. I have no idea what part this is. I think that's a pterosaur leg, which I'm not even sure where that goes. Okay, this is going to take some work. There's that one. There's a rider. There's a cannon hand. I'm going to assume that is probably for our two-legged friend there, along with a robotic claw, his other leg. I'm not sure where that's going to go. That looks like somebody's tail now has been turned into a laser blade. That's pretty rockin'. And then I'm going to take a wild guess that our friend here is supposed to mount on one of these in his belly, if I can get it there. That I'm going to worry about later, I think, because outside of maybe just scraping out a little bit more space for the stand, I'm not going to worry about attaching that till the very end. But construction looks pretty straightforward. We'll figure out who's who. We're going to get these guys put together. We'll give you guys a good size indicator, but once we've got them put together, then the real fun is going to begin we're going to actually start in on the full dinosaur army of the Red Star nations. But one step at a time, right? So let's get them built and sit tight. All right, the leaders of the glorious Red Star nations have been completed. Behold General Melkov. Astride his mount, which does have a name, I just can't remember it now. This is going to be a fun one to paint. I am not gluing that thing onto the base. I'm not happy with the tail, the way it plugged in. I would have liked it either to be more bending, like he's swinging it, or just a little bit more upright, because there's not a whole lot of clearance from, you know, if you don't have a big base, that tail is going to be touching the table. I mean, it's already pretty close. That is a 40 millimeter base, if you are interested. And I mean, come on, this seriously, if you're not going to actually use this for bot wars, how could you not want a bunch of evil Russian cyborgs on robot dinosaurs? The concept sells itself. I mean, look at him. I mean, he already looks like a plasma cannon almost. I was curious if, yeah, the car on, I can't remember our Overlord guy's name off the top of my head. Apologies there. It does look about comparable in terms of size. But I mean, man, if you have some kind of generic rule set for, you know, 6 to 8 millimeter models, you got yourself a gold mine right here. Construction was actually really pretty easy. I'm not 100% sure I attached that cable correctly. I was looking at the website. I did cheat a little bit. General himself fit in nicely. No real problems. I'm not happy with how I positioned the legs. I thought I had everything pretty flush. But, you know, once I glue it down, it'll be okay. All in all, he was pretty simple. Moving on to Colonel Yuri. Getting everything in position was a bit of a challenge. If I was a more patient man, I would have probably heated up his legs to better position him. There are little notches, as you can see, on the top of his pterosaur there to line up his feet. I didn't bother. I just glued him straight on, but I think it's okay. He is pretty sturdy at this point. Now, I did not do the best job gluing the two halves of his body together. That is on me. I will take fault at that one, but you know what? A little bit of green stuff, I don't think it'll be that noticeable if I even bother to do that. Just notice he's got multiple eyes there. But again, such a fun, silly concept, and it's just really well executed. I can't help but really enjoy every faction that I've come across so far, and I'm even kind of growing on the junker, you know, trashy junk bot guys, and I gotta get that big Godzilla style mech. It's a matter of time. I've seen it pop up here and there in the States, so it's just, I will own it, and you'll see a video on it at some point. But now that we've at least got the leaders, we've got our spiritual figurehead to power forth the rest of the Red Star nation's glorious armies, of which hopefully they will do decent with my rolls. That's always debatable. But honestly, at this point, I'm slowly but surely getting a nice collection of Bot Wars models, and it's just a matter of time before somebody out there is going to have to actually sit down and play. I do have the rules, so reading in my spare time is not something that happens often these days, unfortunately. Most of the reading I have to do is with, you know, children. So it's like when I get home, I don't want to read anymore. But that is my plan. One of these days, we are going to get to sit down and actually play a game of Bot Wars. So do stick around. We've got plenty more models from the line coming, and we will be happily showing them off and getting them painted as well. So keep an eye on those Monday videos if you haven't. And speaking of things to keep an eye on, there will be a link down at the bottom if you want to go check this stuff out yourself. I know Traders Galaxy always has lots of bundles, specials, sales, and stuff going on. And in addition to Bot Wars, they have a very wide, interesting assortment of other model lines as well. So there's definitely going to be a little bit of something for everybody there. With that said then, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures saying thanks for watching and we'll see you back here soon. Dive! Dive!